Washington State has voted Democratic in every presidential election since 1988. That year, only 10 states and Washington, D.C. voted in favor of the Democratic candidate, resulting in the election of George H.W. Bush. This year, Washington was one of 28 states that Democratic candidate Barack Obama carried to win the presidential election, with 52.8% of the national percentage voting for Mr. Obama. In the greater Seattle area of King County, that percentage is much higher, with 70.3% of King County voters voting in favor of Barack Obama, and only 28.2% voting in favor of John McCain. Here on Capitol Hill, sometimes it can feel like the percentage of Barack supporters is even higher than that. But now, as the excitement from this historic election begins to fade, we are forced to confront the reality of the challenges ahead for our country in the next 4 years. And there are still many people who are not convinced that Mr. Obama is the right person to lead us through these challenges. I ran a search on Facebook for Impeach Barack Obama on December 4th, 2008, and 170 groups matched my search. Most of the groups have memberships of only around 1,000 members. However, the largest of these groups is more than 8,000. It is obviously easy to dismiss these people since President-elect Obama cannot actually be impeached at this time. But what are the people who are starting these groups and joining these groups really trying to say? This is Bo Robinson. He works with a real estate developer on Capitol Hill and is part of a Facebook group called Impeach Barack Hussein Obama. So can you tell me where you were on election night this past November 4th?
On election night, I was at home watching, like I had been for the last few weeks, every evening watching the news. It was difficult for me to see how the election was going to turn out. I saw people, saw videos on YouTube, on the internet, lots of people celebrating, very, very happy and elated that Obama had won. Personally, I felt disappointed with the results. I felt like I saw a big shift in the thinking of the majority of people that voted, and that just disappointed me more than, the person running himself. I think he was just a representation of people's thinking in general. I first found the Impeach Barack Obama Facebook page just being online. It was within a day of the election results, and it hit a note with me. I think the main frustration I have with Obama in general being president is the unanswered questions about his birth certificate, his health records. There's been a lot of talk about he couldn't even qualify to be an FBI agent, and yet he's able to be president. I understand fully that all these questions may be answered and may not even be an issue afterwards. But when somebody asks and you refuse to answer, it looks suspicious. It looks like you're hiding something. My feeling towards his speech on election night, talking to the people like me that were not in support of him, I'm just not convinced. I'm not willing to allow myself to be swayed by his word. I looked at his record and what he's done before, and I wasn't impressed. The main reason that I don't support Barack Obama would be his economic views, more than anything else. And most of the comments I've heard from friends of mine that are in business are saying the best thing that could help the economy now that he's in would be if he were to come out and just say he's not going to increase anybody's taxes. That alone would help people relax. It would change Wall Street and things would just pick up a little bit faster. I think there was a hint of humor in being part of an Impeach Obama website. I think that it was an ironic statement just to be able to say, for years we saw these Impeach Bush stickers on cars, just like we still see End Iraq War stickers on cars. I understand that joining this Facebook page has probably very little effect in the end. In a way, it was a knee-jerk reaction on my part, just to feel like I was part of the group that felt the opposite of the majority on that day. I think being a conservative, being mostly a Republican in this state, in the minority, I think I've learned to look at it as a blessing. I've had to be more firm in my convictions. I've had to be more educated about why I believe what I do, because you're constantly challenged.